It's just gonna be a long video. There's gonna be a test at the end, so make sure that you watch the whole thing. So first things first, to get in our server, you want to go into listed servers, or no, join by code, and type in SEATTL, then a capital E, and then wait for that to load. There might be a queue. If you're not staffed, then you'll have to go to the back of the queue, which can be annoying. I get it. But if you are staffed, then you should get bumped in front of it. So while we wait for the queue, so when you get accepted, you will be greeted with these channels. This is staff information. So you should read through all of this, like you really should. And then we have all of our documents right here. So this is our mMessages guide. So when you're a moderator, you're only allowed to send the mMessages from this. You are not allowed to send custom mMessages. If you are a moderator or above, then you can send more than this. Just custom stuff like, hey, 3 guys is open. Make sure to check them out. But those custom ones must be, they must be professional. And, okay. And for the STS guide, this is what we're doing now. This is a good example. So this is set up pretty well. So if anybody is shooting or anything that's an immediate kick, you do not have to log kicks from the during an STS if people are messing around and stuff like that. So it must happen here. The permissions is you must read all of this. Read all of this. I'm serious. It's extremely helpful. And then staff handbook. If you read this, it will avoid you from getting many strikes. You really should read this. Punishments. So this is how it works. So the first action is 2 warns. Second action is a kick if they do it again after 2 warns. Third action is a ban for some things. Some things it's something different, like for this one it's a kick. And maybe a 4th action like this one. So verbal warn, 2 warns, kick, ban. So this would be the 4th. So it's pretty self-explanatory. So as you can see, they're following by the STS guide right here that I just showed you right here. And how you clock onto shifts is you go into staff commands. So you clock on a shift every time you get in game and you joined on duty staff. So you do /shift, manage, and then you want to start your shift. If you are eating lunch or going to the bathroom or going on break, anyway, then you should do break. And I'll show you what that message was later. And then if you want to cancel your shift because you're off duty, you can go off of break and just end your shift. And that will add the time on to you. So if you go on to /shift leaderboard, you'll be somewhere here. Like I just clocked in maybe a few seconds. I'm right here. Requirements for moderators are 5 hours every week. If you don't meet this, then you will be punished. All these people did not meet their requirements. In-game notifications are sent every 10 minutes. If the server has less than 13 people in it, do not send the mMessage. You must react if you send it. If there's an STS, then obviously don't react to it, because you don't need to send the message. To log punishments, you click on the check. You enter your username, so like John Doe, or whatever the username is, reason, RDM, and that would be a warning. And then you confirm your punishment. You go back into our server, and it will be right here. To search things, you can't see it, but there's a little search bar right here. I'll help you guys see it. There's a little search bar right here. So you want to search John Doe in staff logs, and it'll be right there. So you see how many punishments they have, and if they have, and if in that session, if they've already been warned for that, then the next time they do it, it's a kick. So if they've already been warned twice and they do it again, search up their name, they see, hey, they've done this 2 times in this session, then you kick them, you log the kick. What else? If you don't have enough Robux, if you don't have at least 5 Robux, then you can make a funding request. So please follow the format here. You must be in the Seattle Roleplay group to To get your funds, and you have to be there for 2 weeks. That's just how Roblox works. We cannot control that. Bambolo logs. If somebody L-taps, they'll leave to avoid punishment. You will log your Bambolo here. Staff are expected to search through these and delete them once they're banned. We have quite a few of them, as you can see. But delete the log once they are banned. LOA requests. These are just LOAs. This means that you don't have to fill in your requirements for 20 days, or however long you make your punishment or your LOA. So I'm going to just leave this right now so I can show you. So you will only join the server if we have a server B session, which is not extremely often, but it's frequent enough that it will happen from time to time. So if you're not modded in game, contact Nathan, Foxy, Sloss, me, management, internal affairs, supervisors, or administration. Anybody below that will not be able to help you. So to get us, and this is the staff uniform, by the way, we also have a Class A uniform, which can be found right here, Class A, but you should probably buy the standard if you want to get a certain pants bundle. So when you're on duty, so you can roleplay on duty, but I'll explain that later. So you just type in your call sign. And then you should grab a taser. Prefer you do not grab a gun, because you don't need a gun, you can just bring them. You get in your car. We have one livery that you should be using. It's on this car. Team accessories, you can customize this however you want. I'm just going to keep it the basic. And we don't have the staff livery here, but there is a staff livery on this car. So they must use the staff livery, or you must use the staff livery unless you're role playing on duty. So you must have your cruise lights on at all times. I don't have any side runners, so you can't see that. But you have to follow all traffic laws. When there's a mod call, it'll look like this. You have to teleport to them immediately, or as soon as you can. Always use grammar, be professional, log warnings if any are given. So if you don't know who somebody is, then add an APLR. I unfortunately didn't add one, but if you have an APLR, it will appear right in one of these windows. If you are in front of them, you can click on them, and it should appear, and their name should appear. So if somebody's evading you, then you can get their name by that. To go into free cam, it's Control-Shift-P or Command-Shift-P for MacBooks or Macs. I'm not sure why you need that, but you could. What else? Oh yeah, some rules that I would need to discuss for some people. So you are required to use livery at all times. So if you see somebody that does not have a livery, then pursuit them. Evasion's a kick, but that's just on the punishment guide that I told you guys that you should be reading. If you don't know how to use CRP, even though I just explained it, then you can go to Moderator Academy. It's right here. You can switch up CRP, how to log in a shift, and it'll be right there. It's really simple. It's a really great bot. Our custom bot right here has a few commands. You won't need to worry about those. You should report the player count to, about every 10 to 20 minutes. Make sure just to read through all of our Discord rules, obviously, and in-game rules. But as a moderator, you will not have the Discord moderator role. This role can kick people, ban people, punish people using Circle. You will be taught how to be Discord moderator later on if you get accepted. You will not be able to respond to tickets. That is for people that are internal affairs, or if it's a general ticket, then anybody that is support team. All the commands are here. So they actually updated this. So start fire. So if somebody calls a mod and requests you to have a fire because they have been there long, make sure to start it, unless they're obviously lying. You don't need to use mods. So you can teleport a player to a player. So if I would say, like, teleport Royal Crest to Nathan, it would teleport me to Nathan. Kick, this basically just kicks a player from the game. You can add a reason if you want. I'm not sure if it actually shows up or not. You can bring a player, self-explanatory. You can go to your car, so to car. Heal, pretty obvious. Admins, you won't need to use that. You can go to yourself, so like to Royal. Then you should do that. Or to anybody else. There's a mod called it'll appear, it'll teleport you to them automatically if you click there. Commands, it will show you this list. You can also just do CMDS, which I recommend. Response to player, self-explanatory. M, broadcast a message, so like M, hi. Obviously, be more professional. If you're moderator, then you always have to use our messages guide. That's a requirement. Also, don't do too many M commands. Stop fire, so if there's a fire that hasn't been responded to in like a long time and it's kind of everywhere and it's just constantly there, then you can remove it. Wanted a player, so if they're on a civilian team, no, if they're on a police team, for example, and they're raiding you, then just wanted them, teleport them to you, and then, so that would be the bring command, and then arrest them, and that would be staff evasion, obviously, because they're not complying, and that's a kick. PRTY, this one's a little complicated, so priority 100. This is when there's a priority going on, like a massive police chase, and then I want you to send this message right here. You just have to copy and paste it. I did not mean to open that. Right here. And then it will give you all that information. You don't really need to read it unless you really want to. So this is only for priority timers. The rest of the commands, unwanted a player, kills a player, so you can like catch up to them or see what their name is. View, just use a player. You can also do spectate, but everybody usually uses view. Logs, so this is important. If somebody's raiding a server or our server, I want you to do whatever your prefix is, screenshot that, send it in our Discord, and ping anybody that has the authority to do that, or to deal with them. What else? Like I said, if you don't have enough Robux, just go into funding requests, submit a request. You have to be in the Roblox group for 2 weeks. Be nice in general. You don't have to maintain a super high amount of professionalism in general chat, but that is all that is explained in our message guide, our staff handbook guide, which you should read seriously. If you're AFK shifting, you'll be punished, so don't do that. Oh yeah, role-playing on duty. So, this is how you do that. So you have to go on your shift. Always run shift commands and staff commands. Don't do it in public bot commands. So shift manage, you start your shift. You reply with roleplay. That will mark it as you're on roleplay duty. And then if you're off of it, just do the simple shift manage. Obviously, I'm not moderating. I'm not gonna remove any time because I've tested it for like a minute. And I'm already on my requirements of 5 hours a week, or for internal affairs and up, it's an hour a week. That's also explained in the staff handbook, which you should read. So yeah, so that means that, so when you're in roleplay duty, you don't have to respond to mod calls as quickly, but if you're not doing anything, like if you're a civilian and you're just driving around, you should respond to the mod call. If you're a cop and you're just patrolling, respond to the mod call. Don't leave abruptly if like in police RTO, they say there's like a massive pursuit. Do not leave abruptly. Deal with the case, and then you may go on that pursuit. Keep note that on duty, the actual on duty time of like purely moderating counts much more to promotions than regular roleplay duty. Once you're accepted, so there's gonna be a quiz after this. I'll explain what RDM and all that stuff is. So once you're accepted, I want you to go into the moderator academy, ping me, and then no, don't ping me, and then there'll be a link here. So this is the training form. I want you to answer all this. I didn't actually do this, just pretend I did and tell me what punishments they would get. Ping me and tell me that you finished it. I will review, approve, or deny you. If you're approved, then I will tell you, I'll ping you. Then you go into request ride along. You ping at trainers. I would like to do my ride along. Use the format here. And then preferably now, but if you have like 10 minutes, that's fine too. Or longer. I'm gonna say if you are requesting it and you're gonna put like over 6 hours of when you're available, then don't do that. You ping them. If one is available, they'll tell you, hey, hop in game. The server must be up too. Hey, hop in game. I'll do your ride along with you. Once you're accepted into that, you'll become a junior moderator. You'll receive modding game after you contact one of our high ranks that can do that. So anybody admin or above. And okay, so a few examples. So FRP is when somebody does something fail roleplay. So this is a pretty low down car. So like if somebody were in a sports car like a Corvette and they run over cones, then that's obviously not very realistic, and they just like run over the cones and just don't do anything about it. Just keep running over them. And that is not realistic. So that would be considered FRP. Or if like you're being held to a gun and you pull out a gun and shoot them, that's fear RP. That's also not realistic. RDM is when somebody when somebody is killed for no reason. So like if I was RDM'd, I would just be walking around and I got shot for no reason. That's RDM. Mass RDM is when it happens over 3 times. That is a ban. That's in our punishment guide that I showed you that you should be reading or looking at. Mass VDM is the same thing when somebody, like, let's say I went into a pull like this and I'm over 20 and I just keep going and I just don't roleplay or over 30, sorry. And I just don't roleplay any of this, and that would be a warning for VDM. If I'm mass VDMing, like VDMing everything, use your proper judgment. It would be a ban. Also, don't be driving how I am. That's unrealistic driving. That will get you a strike. Make sure your cruise lights are on, or not a strike, a warning or a verbal. Depends on what the severity is. LTAP is when like you're handcuffing somebody and saying, hey, like you bring them to you saying, why do you rob the bank stole or anything like that, and they leave. That's leaving to avoid punishment. That's a Bambolo. You go into our Bambolos channel in our main server, and you log it using the format pinned right here. Don't use the ban log format. I'm not sure why that's still there. Just or you can just copy these. This doesn't have to be bold. That's purely cosmetic. LTAP. Cuff rush is when somebody like runs up to you. You've seen this a lot of public servers. Just cuffs you. You have to say cuffs, and then cuff them. You have to say cuffs before you cuff them. Auto arrest is when you just use a little arrest feature. You don't detain them or call prison transport to bring them to the prison. You just auto arrest them. All the punishments to those are listed in our punishment guide as well. What else? Yeah, I mean, really, just read through all of this. It's pretty self-explanatory. Robbing limits, you'll need some context, so go into our server. It's in Discord rules. No, in-game rules, my bad, because this is an in-game rule. The robbing requirements, that's the same thing. I'm going to tell you the punishments. Gang roleplay is when somebody is over 4 people in the gang, and they're just like, let's say, Blood in the Crips. If you're just killing everybody with a blue card to have an excuse to do it, that's not allowed, obviously. So yeah, NSFW is a kick and then a ban. If it's severe NSFW like bypassing, that would fall under breaking Roblox PRC TOS. That would be a ban. Also, we'll report to PRC if you really want to, but that's not required, as it happens quite frequently, and that would be a really big burden on you. But like if you're simply, so I'm not gonna do it here, but if you spam the sit animation when you kill somebody, just kick them for that. It's not that big of a deal. What else? I mean, everything's really listed here. We recommend that you like use the little welcome sticker when somebody joins the game server. That's just a nice welcoming thing. It makes members happy. Talk in staff chat, communicate with staff members. That's always a plus. So, like I said, you have to get 5 hours a week if you're a moderator or administrator. Internal affairs or above have to take 1 hour. Sorry, I was just doing something. They have to get 1 hour. If you don't meet these, then you'll be striked. This is in the punishment guide. It's in the punishment channel. Don't grab a gun and shoot people's cars if they're evading you. Just find out, like, go on the MDT, search records, search for their car. And that's really it. If I need to discuss anything else, then I'll just edit that in here. And the quiz, I'll just link it right here, right after this. It'll be in the top right corner. But it's also just in a training server, right here. Training links, right here. Do not click on that. That's not for you. That's for trainers. And that's really it. Thank you for watching, and make sure to ping me once you do the quiz. I'll accept or deny you, and do your ride along. Thanks. Thank you.